Hello once again, this is OrionSyndicate910, and yes, this is my second video of the day. I just got a PM from someone who says that I would probably get more subscribers and more views if I posted an About Me video, or 5 things about me that most people don't know. I figured, why the hell not? I don't, but let me start off here. First thing about me, I was born in North Carolina. Now, someone speculated that I was from North Carolina, or I grew up there, I was living there at the time, because of, the 910, that is the area code for Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is where I was actually born. My father's family came from Arkansas, specifically the hill country of Arkansas. So, yes, I am a Southerner. In case you're wondering about what happened to my accent, I spent so much of my life living outside of the South, and where I eventually settled and grew up. The Southern accent does tend to go away over time, but if I ever get on the phone and talk to my dad, or I'm in another group of Southern people, my accent does tend to come back. And unless you are from the South, you probably wouldn't be able to understand a word I said. Alright. Second thing about me, as I said, my father's family came from Arkansas, the hill country, but a lot of people who are not really aware of Southern history, especially during the Civil War, is that a lot of people in the hill country of Arkansas and North Carolina is that there was a strong Union sentiment in those areas at the time, and a very strong disagreement with the secession of their respective states, or all the Southern states at the time. And what these people did, a lot of them simply joined the Confederate Army because they were drafted, or just to get the hell off the farm or out of the small town that they were living in. Because war was seen as an adventure. I mean, anything would have been better in some cases than staying on the farm and getting cholera. But some of the people in the South objected to the secession and the draft so much that they evaded the Confederate draft parties, which would show up in their location and try to take them away to force them into the military. Some Southerners took up arms and fought the Confederates as pro-Union guerrillas, and when the Union Army would move through a particular Southern state, a lot of these men would join the Union Army to fight the Confederacy. Arkansas is one such state, and my father's ancestors did in fact join the Union Army to fight the Confederates. And they participated in some battles, and by some odd coincidence, when we moved and we ended up in my family moved into North Carolina, they settled in Fayetteville, which is in Cumberland County, which coincidentally during the Civil War, prior to the Civil War I should say, was a very strongly pro-Union section of North Carolina. And in the eastern part and the western parts of North Carolina, the Union Army recruited large numbers of North Carolina men to join the Union Army at the time. So that is another thing. As far as my feelings toward the Confederate flag, and I see the Confederate flag and people wave it around, they like it so much, I'm rather ambivalent about it. I really don't care. I don't see it as a symbol of racism so much. It can be used as such, don't get me wrong, it can be used as a symbol of racism, but some people just like the romance of the lost cause and the wondering what if and all this other stuff. It's a very important part of American history. If you ask me, don't I see it as a symbol of the Ku Klux Klan? No, not really. I really don't. I really have no feelings about the Confederate flag one way or another. Third thing about me, I am a tea drinker. When I say tea drinker, I mean hot tea. I drink hot tea or iced tea, depending on the weather. When I was a kid, I drank hot chocolate like most kids do, and I got into my late teens and early 20s. I drank coffee, but not very often. I found I really didn't care for it too much, but then I discovered hot tea. And so in cold weather, or when I'm sitting down at a large meal, I will have a pot of hot tea made, and I'll drink that instead. It's usually some British brand like PG Tips or Tetley's, and I'll drink that with cream and sugar. All right. Fourth thing about me. I was once a member of the Communist Party. Communist Party USA. Yes, the United States does have a Communist Party. Yes, it is an extraordinarily small party, and you will probably never read about it in your local newspaper. I joined it as a joke because I was debating politics with this guy, and he's basically accused me of being a card-carrying communist. And I thought that was rather odd, and I was wondering, are there communists in America? And then I went off and found the Communist Party USA's website, and I figured, well, why not? And I applied online, and I sent them the $15, and they sent me a nice red card with my name on it. That party seems to be run from the top down. Membership really didn't, at least at that time, seem to have a lot of input into where the party went, or what the party did, or the platform of the party. Everything seemed to be decided by the people on top. So I was still very curious about communist and socialist movements in America at the time, so I also joined the Socialist Party at the same time. And the Socialist Party, by comparison to the Communist Party USA, seems so disorganized. It seemed like everybody in the party was arguing with everyone else in the party, and I would wonder how the party would ever make any kind of political progress. Yes, there are Socialist Party members in elective office right now in the United States, small local level, but in the national level, I really don't see that happening, because there's just so much infighting among the membership, arguing. People have opinions that they will absolutely not budge from. Very dogmatic people. The national office doesn't seem to really do an awful lot, but don't get me wrong, nice people, sincere people. They really truly care about the issues that they've taken up. So between the two, I found the Socialist Party much more fun and intellectually stimulating to hang out with than the Communist Party members. But if you're worried about the Communist Party or the Socialist Party ever taking over in America, rest assured that is never going to happen. Okay, last thing about me. I am a big fan of Hunter S. Thompson. I've seen both movies, the Bill Murray film, Where the Buffalo Roam, and the Johnny Depp film, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I like them both. I read a lot of Hunter S. Thompson books. And also, I have the entire collection of Transmetropolitan, the Warren Ellis comic book series, whose protagonist is named Spider Jerusalem, and that character was based on Hunter S. Thompson. I have the complete collection, and it's the only comics series that I still read and reread every so often, because I really do like it. Anyway, that's 5 things about me that you probably didn't know or even care about. But I'm just going to put it out there and post your comments below. This is OrionSyndicate910. Thanks for watching.